The ungrateful daughter gaped in disbelief as her divorced mother glided into view, swathed in an elegant couture gown. The woman she'd once dismissed as a frumpy, dowdy housewife had blossomed into a vision of elegance. Before the divorce, this devoted wife and mother had dedicated every waking moment to her family, slaving away at endless chores, cooking elaborate meals, and doting on her husband and children. But one fateful evening, as she waited with a lovingly prepared feast, her husband sauntered through the door with his mistress on his arm. A white-hot rage consumed her. She lunged forward, yanking the other woman by the hair and delivering stinging slaps across her cheeks. Then, spinning on her heel, she sent the entire dinner flying, plates shattering and food splattering across the floor. "You don't deserve a single bite," she hissed, before storming out for good. This newfound steel came from a second lease on life. In her past incarnation, she'd poured her heart and soul into building a home, only to be repaid with disdain. Her children mocked her as a washed-up, old-fashioned wife, while her husband brazenly flaunted his affair. When he moved his mistress in, the kids didn't just turn a blind eye, they actively supported him. After a brutal betrayal left her comatose, the mistress callously pulled the plug on her life support, and her own flesh and blood watched impassively as she slipped away. On the brink of death, she'd vowed that if given another chance, she'd make them rue the day they crossed her. And somehow, fate granted her wish, catapulting her back 3 years to the day the affair first came to light. This time around, when her husband stammered out the lie that his mistress was a distant cousin, she didn't miss a beat. "Cut the act," she snapped, eyes blazing. To her horror, her children jumped to their father's defense, their lies rolling off their tongues with ease. Realization dawned like a cold splash of water, they'd known all along. Her husband, cornered, dropped all pretenses. "She's a breath of fresh air compared to you," he sneered. The mistress smirked, adding fuel to the fire. "Real men want a woman who knows when to keep quiet." In response, she sent the remaining dishes crashing to the floor, then tossed the divorce papers at his feet, never looking back. Her family scoffed, convinced she'd come crawling back, broke and defeated. But they had no idea what she was truly capable of. Her ticket to a new life? A mouth-watering talent for making dumplings, and a kismet connection to the city's wealthiest tycoon. 2 decades prior, she'd stumbled upon the then-bankrupt mogul and his young daughter, huddled and hungry on a street corner. Without hesitation, she'd whipped up a steaming bowl of dumplings and pressed a red envelope filled with cash into the little girl's hands. The act of kindness reduced the proud man to tears. "I'll never forget this," he'd vowed. Now, after years of grit and determination, he'd rebuilt his empire into a multi-billion-dollar dynasty, yet he'd never stopped searching for his savior. One fateful day, as she launched her humble dumpling stall, a gang of thugs descended, hurling baseless accusations that her food had made someone sick. Panic welled up as they demanded exorbitant compensation, until a familiar figure stepped forward. The tycoon and his now-grown daughter had recognized her instantly. "Do you remember this?" the daughter asked, holding up the weathered red envelope. A flood of memories rushed back. After hearing about her recent heartbreak, the father-daughter duo hatched a plan. "You have star quality," they insisted. With their resources and connections, they'd transform her into a household name, ensuring her ex-husband and children would spend the rest of their lives kicking themselves for ever letting her go. And so, the once-dismissed housewife emerged onto the world stage, dazzling everyone with her newfound glamour and success.